Everyone, thank you for watching this video. So this is just a kind of quick overview of my personal workflow that I have set up based on my terminal. So the first thing I kind of want to show is the REPL Vim Slime capabilities that this has. So my editor of choice that I use all the time is Vim Slime. So if I go over to this tab, NariViz over in Tmux, what you'll actually see is, all the stuff going on. I have down here my process manager, but we can just close that for now. And instead just kind of list out the files that we have. But yeah, so what Vim Slime allows you to do is actually to send code. So I have this code over here that I have opened up in my Vim editor, and here I have my Julia REPL going. So what I can actually do is, without actually having to copy and paste between these two windows, I can send code directly from the Vim editor to the Julia session. So let me just show you how that kind of works. So first, I have the keys bind to Control-C, Control-C, but I'm actually just going to do a manual thing. So I'm going to say slime config, and as you can see in my gutter below, it asks for a socket name or absolute path. You'll want to choose default, and then you need to find the tmux target pane, and the way you can do that is you can run tmux display panes, and as you can see, it shows it for a second. You see the 1, 2, 0. So the tmux pane that we want is actually the top right, so that's tmux pane 1. And so what I'm going to give it is the syntax goes :2.1, and so that just says window to pane 1. So there we go. And now what I can do is I can highlight a line and press Control-C, Control-C. So as you can see, it just evaluated that single line. So it went to Julia, said using Dr. Watson, which is perfect. And then if I do without highlighting, I can actually get this whole block to run. So I can run control, like using Dr. Watson, using bids tools. So then if I wanted to, I could, define this function. So let me just actually remove these blank lines. So instead, I have just thrown all the code over there for get files. So if I do get files, what it shows is that yes, it is a function, and it's defined according to this bit over here, which is fantastic. So that's Vim Slime. Vim Slime can be used not only for Julia, but other programming languages like Node, Python. You could even use it for other things. I don't know what, but you could for sure. And then moving forward, if you noticed, I was kind of interacting with my REPL using my mouse. Not my REPL, just my terminal using my mouse. I know a lot of people, say you should only ever use your keyboard, and I tend to concur with them, but sometimes it is just easier to use your mouse for certain things. Over here, I just can drag around. So this is me dragging the tmux session around. So I have tmux set to mouse mode. And then over here, I also enabled mouse mode for Vim, so I can just easily go around and kind of move things there. So that's mouse mode. And then moving over here, so what I do also a lot of is I also do a lot of writing using my terminal. It's just how I tend to do things. So I use, like over here, I'm writing a paper right now related to the coronavirus pandemic, and I have set up in my terminal a fuzzy finder tool called FCF, and I couple it with another tool called RipGrep, and I'm able to quickly pull up information on whatever I want. So for example, here I am pulling up information on COVID-19. So anything that has a keyword of COVID-19, I can see that. So let's say I want to investigate, could autism spectrum disorders be a risk factor for COVID-19, I can open that up in the terminal and just quickly jump into that and see what notes I have there. So that's, Fuzzy Finder tool. And let's say, I do find this, piece of information relevant or useful. I can actually, by using pandoc Vim, I can easily cite it. So I can say cite, and the person is De Souza. So what I use here is I'm actually using BibTeX to generate these sort of key endings. So it gives me the citation key. I can close it, and there we go. So now we're citing it in my text document over here. And if we wanted to, we could also view example of this document. So there you go. So we actually have this entire PDF being generated on the fly using VimTeX, which is a specific citation tool and LaTeX handler for Vim. So it's quite nice. So, but this is how you can easily view VimTeX or tech code from your terminal in a PDF viewer. Switching over to one last thing would be, I also do a lot of my writing in Markdown. And what I do with my Markdown writing is I can just go simply over here to, say, for example, my notes on Javis, and I want to preview what I'm writing. I can actually do this. So I can say Markdown preview, and it shows me this Markdown code entirely being previewed right here. That's kind of a brief, quick, and easy overview of my workflow. To also show you one last thing, say for example I'm working on my website, I also use the tool called Ranger, and Ranger is a very nice tool as it allows me to quickly see different files going on within a directory. I'm able to preview images. I can't preview, as far as I know, GIFs or anything like that, but you can at least see images going on. So this is just me, looking up different parts of my projects or papers I've been working on or blog posts I've been working on. So say if I want to open up, this document, I can press Control V, and it opens it up right within my NeoVim session. So I hope that helps. I hope that was kind of interesting for an overview of what I'm doing with my workflow. If any of you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know.